All right, we are having an interesting day in the markets. Now, I've been talking every day this week about the SPY having already confirmed to the upside. Today, we saw it break out. It was a slow little melt up move, which we caught in the Stocks with Josh Discord. I happen to have opened up the VIP live trading sessions to everybody, and we followed our consistent trade plan. We followed our trade setup, and we got confirmation. We were able to pick up a 106% gain on some call options on this incredible move up. Now, we're going to see some choppy waters. We've got macro events, both weather-wise, storms rolling in. We've got Q3 earnings, which are kicking off this Friday with the banks. Today, we're getting the FOMC meeting notes. Tomorrow, we're getting some inflation data. But let's just assume for a moment, as the markets have, as they've begun to break out today, that we are getting the soft landing, that there's already been maybe a sneak peek at some of this data. And the market's saying that the Fed was actually ahead of the curve, that he gave an aggressive 50 basis point cut before things got out of hand, before the economy confirmed bearish or things began to fall apart. Let's assume that the Fed got it right, and that's why the markets are breaking out. And so, as I've been saying in my video for the last week, I've been showing you that we have already confirmed a breakout of a bullish ascending triangle. And today we've begun to see it actually happen and make an all-time high. Now, today, I'm going to bring on a special guest. I wanted to talk and do this video today about crypto because Bitcoin is a little bit of a lagger right now. The SPY breaking out to all-time highs. Bitcoin still in a little bit of a retracement. I wanted to talk about what I'm expecting there and what I'm doing with Bitcoin, because if you've been following this page closely, I took profits. I sold out. I've only been doing some selective scalping on some hot cryptos. I'm going to talk to you about some of those hot cryptos. I'm going to drop a handful of charts. It's going to be a short, concise video. I'm going to bring on my good friend, Kiwi Mo, aka Mark Tribal Trades. Let's bring him in, and we're going to talk about some Bitcoin real quick. I'm going to get his opinion, and then we're going to look at some charts, and this is going to be a fast burner video. Before I bring him on, guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, earlier about the 106% gain on some call options on the SPY and live trading with me, you can do that by joining the Stocks with Josh Discord, ChartGoat University. I'm not just live trading. I'm teaching people how to read the charts, how to take controlled position size, how to protect your profits with stop losses, how to trade the trend, and how to trade a trade setup. I think we had a great session. If you participated in that and you made some money, let me know in the chat today. Let me know if you enjoyed that session. Maybe we'll do another one again soon. We do the live trades for the VIPs every Wednesday and Friday. I opened it up to the entire community, and more folks were able to make some money. Let's bring on our special guest, Tim. I'm sorry, calling him Tim. Guys, you know I got my mind going in different places.
No,
this is
Tim.
Mark. Mark from Tribal Trades is in the house
today. I could
today.
be Kiwi Tim. I'm Kiwi Mo. I could be Kiwi Tim as well. All right.
No, they think you're Mo's doppelganger. This good guy here, right now. I'm telling you, this is one of the most understated dudes on YouTube right now, because he doesn't have a big page. He's slowly growing it, but he's made some great calls. Now he's in the Stocks with Josh Discord as well. And he's actually helping people scalp and swing trade and day trade crypto. And on top of it, sometime back, he did not bring Sui to me. I think I brought Sui to the community, but he did bring BLUB to me, BLUB, and we've dropped a 0 on that play. And I think, Mark, when you first introduced it to the Stocks with Josh Discord, how high has it come since?
I believe it's done 1,000%. So I think it's done 10x or maybe just a little bit under 10x, a little bit over. But yeah, it's basically, I introduced it at 5 million or just under 5 million, and it hit 50 million. So yeah, that's a 10x, 1,000%.
Hold the horses, guys. Pump the brakes. If you've not had a single 10x gain on a crypto project in this bull cycle yet, then you need to stop doing it alone and come over and join Mark and I. because we're both killing it and crushing it this particular crypto bull cycle. Yeah, I bought in and I alerted and I did a video on BLUB after Mark
Yeah.
brought it to my attention. And I got in nicely. The story is very simple. It's part of the Sui ecosystem. Sui is hot on the heels of Solana, and Solana's been outperforming Ethereum. But this is a potential up-and-comer, one of the very best performing crypto projects this particular cycle. And this is a meme coin on that could significantly take off. It could be the next Bonk or the next Brett or the next Pepe. Don't know that for certain, but at the moment, I'm so deep in the profit on this particular project, I'm simply not scared. I'm up big because I got in. He got in at 5 million market cap. I think I got in at 7 to 8 million market cap. And we're up big right now. The story is that if this were to go to a $1 billion market cap, which I'm not saying it will, but my initial investment of $1,000 would go to $1 million. And like I said, I've said it before when talking about BLUB, I'm not a lotto investor or lotto trader, but every once in a while, I like to take a highly speculative trade that makes sense from a fundamental perspective. This one did because Sui had already been outperforming and showing superior relative strength in this crypto cycle. And so making a bet on their ecosystem made sense to me. Now I'm up thousands of dollars on that initial investment, and I'm not selling because we're just beginning to move towards the altcoin season, and Sui has been ripping. I'm going to show you that chart today. I'm going to show you Bitcoin chart, Sui chart. We're going to, we're just mentioning BLUB here, but I've got a new project that is coming from Mark. Him and I have actually been talking about it for weeks, but this is the first time that we're going to share it on this show. And we're going to get into that here in just a minute. But this is the Stocks with Josh show. Thank you, Mark, for joining me today. Hit that like and subscribe. And remember that at the end of this video, I want you to go over, if you're trying to get more of the hot trades and more of the hot upcoming cryptos. I tell you personally, my man Mark is the one who is closest to what is trending in the crypto space. And I want you to subscribe to his page called Tribal Trades. I'm going to leave a link to his page in this video. It's a small page, not, you're going to be early there. You're getting a get to Mark before Mark's count 10 X's. So come join the family early. Okay, Mark, let's take a brief moment. Let's talk a little bit globally. The S&P 500 is melting up today. I would love to say that it was ripping higher, but that's not really what happened. We slowly did a melt up past resistance, and now we're making an all-time high. The bulls are winning right now. Bitcoin's lagging. What are your thoughts on Bitcoin right now?
Yeah, that's a great comment. Well, traditionally in the 4-year cycle, October is the melt-up month. Generally speaking, we have seen Bitcoin take off and not come back in the month of October every halving year. And generally speaking, even in a non-halving year in a bull market, October is nicknamed Uptober or Rocktober. And so I'm expecting at some point for Bitcoin to do a move to the upside. Currently, it's trapped between the 200 EMA to the downside at about 60K, where we recently, just a few days ago, I did a buy right there. And then it pushed up to around the 63,500 level, which is where the 200 simple moving average is. So they're different, the EMA and the simple moving average. And we're trapped between them at the moment while we've got the CPI data coming tomorrow. But the 50-day moving average is slowly moving up to the 200 moving average, simple moving average. That would be called a golden cross. Now, that would be very bullish for Bitcoin. Now, of course, it can jump before that happens because it can tend to be a lagging indicator, but sometimes it can cross and then everybody get excited about the golden cross. Everybody's talking about it and people start to ape in and to buy in. So the levels that I'm looking at to buy, obviously, if we come back and retest that 200 EMA on the daily at about 60K. Also, just above that, the 50-day moving average is sitting at about 60,800. And then but the key level that I want to see broken is the 200 simple moving average the daily, and that is sitting at 63,600 or around that area. I'd like to see that broken. There's a little bit more resistance. So that 63, 64 area, if we can break and have a successful retest of that, then we could just be off and out of here.
Well, I love that. And you and I are looking at it very similarly. We are doing different things with our crypto. I actually went completely risk off recently after the last run up, which everything the price of everything is, except for some, Sui is one, but the price of most everything I sold has come down and is still dropping from where I sold it. And I'm just going to quickly talk to you about what Mark just said. I'm going to take you into the chart and I'm going to show you what I'm looking at right now on Bitcoin. Let's go look at that real quick. Okay, guys, very simply, I'm looking at the daily time frame. This is the 200 EMA. Mark referenced the fact, keep things really simple for those who are barely or beginning understanding of charts. When you're above the 200 EMA or SMA, it basically means you're in a bull trend. Now, we obviously had spent some time breaking beneath it, right? Initially, we broke beneath it and we made a lower low, but this really got bought up. And after that, we came back one more time beneath this 200. We came up underneath it. I warned about it. I actually warned about that move way back here. It came back beneath the 200. It back tested it, got rejected. And I told everybody, I said, guys, first of all, I sold up here and I said, guys, I'm going to be a huge buyer under 54K. And we've talked about it many times. I bought this entire pocket under 54K.
Right.
Turned out to be a perfect decision. Now, in the last week, so not this week, but last week, actually more than 2 weeks ago, I came out Friday and I said, guys, I'm selling into strength, and I sold. So I would honestly say that this has been a near perfect entry and exit. Okay, but now my bags are very light. I'm swing trading some Sui, couple other positions. I'm holding a couple small positions long. But the big question is, where are we going next? We could come back. He made the comment that we could bounce off it again. Okay. And here's what I'm watching for. I want to see us hold and stay above this 60,800. You guys have heard me give this number before. It's still a relevant number. We also want to stay above the 200 moving average. Okay. But I'm not getting bullish until we get above this area of resistance. Okay. So 2 times, this is served many times as an important structure, the 64.8. And you can see that recently we back tested it, got rejected. Now that's not bearish. What this is setting up currently is a flag, okay? And if we go with the distance of the flag, if this confirms and we get a breakout above 64.8, it points us to getting an $80,000 Bitcoin. That's what this current setup is showing us. So for me, the confirmation is a move back above 64.80. I'm not heavily buying right now. This is one of these rare opportunities that I'm not going to try to catch the bottom like I did here. I'm actually more interested in catching the break up and break out. And I view that as a move above 64.8. I am bullish on Bitcoin. I'm not bearish. I wanted you guys to get some technicals today from me on it. I'm bullish on it. I'm not bearish. But since I cleaned house and I'm day trading my crypto right now, the only thing that I'm holding right now that's in a big position size is Bitcoin, which I may never sell. I may never sell that Bitcoin. And now I've got a large position in Ethereum, a 6-figure position in Ethereum. And I've got a couple other small ones. I've got a decent bag of a couple other meme coins. But my biggest positions are Bitcoin and Ethereum. I've been talking about the Ethereum trade. I think that could really pop 40, 50, 60, 70%. And I think once it starts to move, it's really going to move quickly because of how oversold and how lagging it was. I think people that fell asleep on that one are going to realize that it's going to catch up. But I wanted you guys to get an update from me on crypto. not buying heavily, because I want to see that confirmation above 64,800 on Bitcoin. That's the moment where we get excited. Now, Mark laid out for you that October is typically a melt up month, and that's 100% true. Now, one of the Discord members made a comment that I thought was very interesting. I'm going to go and check it today, but he talked about the market peaking at the end of October, right before the election, and then having a pullback before the election. So right the days before the election. So like that week of the election, a pullback, and then a rally after the announcement. And so I think that's very plausible. He tracked it, and he mentioned that the last two elections, it happened exactly like that. So the markets ran up to October 30th. Then the week before the results kind of pulled back. Then once the results hit, it rallied. And so I'm going to assume that we are getting through October, and the markets are already, the SPY's made an all-time high today. Bitcoin lagging, but I'm going to assume that we are going to get a melt up, and I'm going to be a heavy buyer above 64.8. Now, we've got one more project that we need to talk about. I'm going to quickly show you the SUI chart because I promised it to you, and then we're going to talk about a new project from Mark that I want you to have on your radar because it's actually been crushing it. We should have talked about it sooner, but let's look quickly at the SUI chart. Now, the SUI chart that you have in front of you guys is actually one that I charted right here last Tuesday with Tim. After we did the live, we had this long conversation about SUI, and there's no point in me posting it, but I did record that conversation, and I drew this arrow then. And I told Mark on that video last Tuesday that we were going to hit all-time highs, and we were going to come up and hit all-time highs on SUI over the course of the next week. That's exactly what happened. Now, this is a week-old prediction, but I'm going to stick with it. I think that we pull back off of those all-time highs. We could possibly go as high as 230. We could play with this and go a little higher, but largely, I think that we're going to pull back off of these highs. We're going to consolidate between 230 and maybe $1.80. And I'm telling you guys that if for me, I'm going to be looking at taking a heavier position if we pull back to $1.80, because I think that we are very close to making the next move up on SUI, which I have previously predicted would be $3 to $3.50. Those are my targets on SUI right now. And right now it's doing everything I expected it to do. So there's a quick update. I wouldn't be loading my bags today. But I would tell you that this is definitely one that I'm going to be buying on a pullback to 180. Stop loss is going to be right below 160. So between 180, 160 is a buy range. You got to have a stop loss plan. To me, that's going to be around $1.58. This where SUI is right now. It's done exactly what I thought it would do, and the run is not over. These are the numbers I want to highlight. $3 to $3.50 by the end of this year is my prediction for SUI at a minimum. Any thoughts on SUI before we talk about this new project, Mark?
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you. You and I haven't talked about the SUI price ranges before you did that. But even on my show this morning, I talked about that $1.60 to $1.80 range as my most interested buy zone. And even before we took off to 218, I gave the signal. We were sideways for about 10 days in that range. I was telling people I'm accumulating here for the next leg up. And then we came up. So if we came back down into that range, I would be definitely doing exactly, you've nailed it. That 160 to 180 range there would be a good, and I call it the, see people that missed out on SUI, because at the end of the day, we want to teach people to buy the red candles and the dips and not the big green pumps. But there are some people that missed it. And I call it my just in case bag, that just to go into that area. Look, it could come down to 140, 120. And just in case, that's a good little area to add some to your SUI bag. Or if you haven't got any SUI, that could be a good first buy or good first entry. So yeah, I agree with you.
I think that, appreciate you mentioning that, Mark. I got a quick text message while you were sharing that, and it's just between us and me and the stock squad. So Larry, Stockmo, and Keenan Grace. And Keenan Grace sent a one, 4 words, 4 words in this. And I just think you guys would appreciate this because, we talk about swing trading, but long-term investing is
Mm,
absolutely the most important thing you can do, because
yeah.
once you're done swing trading, let's say you've crushed it on swing trading and you've
Mm,
grown a retirement bag, eventually you've got to learn how to manage it from the perspective of controlling risk. Keenan texted one thing. He said, another all-time high. Larry's response is, yes, sir. And, then Keenan says, Bears have been getting cooked for 2 years straight. So I'm just
yeah.
letting you guys in on a quick little text message here going on between the stock squad. It's really a day of celebrating with this move up on the SPY. And, I think if you're listening to what me and Mark are telling you, Mark from Tribal Trades, is that we are telling you that even though Bitcoin's lagging, we're both watching it very carefully, because
Yeah.
I think that we're moving towards an altcoin season by December. And some of your favorite alts are going to be double what they are right now. But the trigger, the confirmation that you're looking for, from my
Mhm.
point of view, is Bitcoin to get back above 64,800. And that's when we know that we're back on the move again. But let's talk about this last project, Mark. Go ahead and introduce the family to it, and then I'll ask you a few questions that I think people might want to know.
Yeah, and I'll add one more thing about Sui.
Yes.
$3.50 price target. I like that. I think it could even go as high as $5 to $10. I really do. It's a superior blockchain right now, and I think a conservative number is great. But certainly, I do feel this could be a $20 or $30 coin by the time we get to the end of the bull run there. So I just wanted to
I
add
want you
that.
guys to know that I completely agree with Mark. I know that this can be a $10 coin. You're gonna find from me that I'm on YouTube, and I know when I look at other YouTubers
Yeah,
that they kind of they do what I refer to as hype. There's hype,
yeah,
because if
yeah,
I come out here and tell you guys this is going to be, it's going to 10x, 100x, people
yeah.
will love it. People will love it. I tell people what I can technically see in the chart
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah,
The technical resistance for Sui over the till the end of this year is a clear path to $3 to 350. But Mark's 100% right. If you want to be speculative, this
yeah,
is definitely one of the leading cryptos that could run up to $10. And but
yeah.
have a game plan. If I practically begged people to buy this at 76
Yes,
cents. Okay, I mean, I
you
literally
did.
came out and
You
begged you
did. You
guys.
did. You did.
Yeah, and
You
so
had people saying, "What about Doge? What about
yeah,
this? What
I
about this?" And you said, "What about Sui?" And this
yeah,
was at
and
70 cents. And
I
look what
I'm
happened.
never I'm never telling you guys what to do, but I thought in the back of my head, if everybody just dumped all their legacy coins and piled into Sui
Yeah.
in 30 days, they're gonna be
Oh
wishing
wow.
that they had listened to me, because they'd be up. We're talking, where are we up? Actually, the actual percentage up on Sui. Let me just give you guys that number.
200%.
Yeah, from the
Yeah.
time that I called it a buy, we're up 185%. So
Wow.
it's not even 100%.
Crazy.
That less than 30 days ago, I begged everybody to buy this at 76 cents.
Yeah.
And we're now 185% higher. Now, unless your legacy crypto portfolio is up under 200% in the last 3 weeks, well, then I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm coming out here. I'm bringing on talent like Mark. Mark's handpicked by me, and I want to pet. I got to pat myself on the back for bringing Mark to the family, because Mark has been
Thank you.
absolutely crushing it, and his little page is being not seen by the masses that would benefit from it. But I think that Mark is a better pick than my pick of Sui. So don't sleep on
Appreciate
watching
that.
Mark's page. And that's why I want to take the last few minutes here to talk about another trade that's
Yeah.
been doing extremely well. Mark, let's get into that, introduce that new trade.
Yeah, so Banana Gun is the trade. I like this token because, firstly, the revenue is high. As you would know, a lot of cryptos they aren't profitable, and they have to keep minting tokens to add to their bottom line. So this token is so profitable that it shares its revenue. It recently shared over $1.2 million with holders of Banana Gun. Okay, and Banana Gun is a trading bot that is on Telegram. So you use it via Telegram, and you can trade it via Ethereum, Solana, and Base on either of those chains on Telegram. They are building a web app which is coming out, which I think will be a little bit user friendly. I have tried the trading bot, and I would say that I'm just going to stick to being an investor in this product right now, but I know a lot of people have made a lot of money on Telegram right now. It's got 43% market share of all the Telegram trading bots. The second thing that I like about this is supply is very small. We love Bitcoin, right, because of its scarcity. Only 21 million coins. Banana Gun only has 10 million, and guess what? They burned 1.5 million of those coins for the community. Amazing team, amazing community. Now there are only 8.5 million Banana Gun tokens left. What does that mean? It means this, that if you were to take all the money that's currently in Solana, which I think is about a 7, or BNB, which is currently around a 70 or 80 billion market cap. And remember, Josh, that Cardano only got to 95 billion market cap. That would put, I put it here, that Banana Gun, my little tokenomics calculator, that would get, if it got to around 70 billion market cap, it would get to around $20,000. If the same amount of money that went into Solana, that currently, and Solana's, Solana is at about 70 billion. Cardano made it all the way to 95 billion. So there is a lot of room for this crypto to move. As you know, that if you go in projects that have massive supply, it just takes too much money to move a token quickly. And that's why we've seen Sui and Tau move so fast and be leaders, because their supply, the tokenomics is really good. Banana Gun has even better tokenomics. So not only is it a great project that people are using, it's making money. It's actually only behind a few DeFi projects on Ethereum, such as DeFi Llama and a couple of others. So it is out earning the majority of the DeFi market as a trading bot. It also is sharing revenue with its holders. You can go to the website and you can stake it. I did a video on that this morning, and I show where you can do that and connect your wallet. All you need is 50 Banana Gun tokens, and you will earn a share of that revenue. They will pay that out to you. And then the tokenomics, in my opinion, are absolutely outstanding, with only a 10 million tokens currently available.
All right. First of all, thank you, Mark, for that quick overview. I'm going to take you guys into the chart, and I'm going to just show you what I see and what my thoughts are and where I think the target could be. But here's what I want you to do. I'm going to wrap this video up after I show us the chart of Banana Gun. After that, I want you guys who are more interested in Banana Gun to head over to Mark's page, Tribal Trades, and he's got some videos on it. And, again, I want you guys, because Mark is a friend of this page, and I think he's bringing huge value. It's not enough that you go over and watch a video. Please hit the like, add a comment. It feeds the algorithm for him. But let's take a minute and look at Banana Gun, because I do see Banana Gun chart as being bullish. So let's go take a look at it. All right, guys, I'm looking at Banana Gun on the daily time frame. And we've made a series of higher lows, okay, right here. And we had this area of historic resistance, and we chopped it up here. We've got an attempt to push above it, a failed attempt, a candle that closed above, a fourth attempt that pushed above it. Then we came back and back tested it right here, okay? And now we've moved higher. And so this is looking very bullish, because we have essentially made a series of higher lows, and now we've begun to break above historic resistance. And so I'm going to tell you that I'm not telling you to load up on anything. Don't ever come to me if you lose money and you don't use a stop loss, don't come
Yeah.
boohoo to me because Josh uses a stop loss. I use a stop loss on everything, and I share my stop losses. I get cut out of trades. I got stop lossed out of Nvidia. I got stop lossed out of Tesla. I get stop lossed out of trades all the time. So if this goes an opposite direction, well, then, you know, you understand I'm out. Where is the stop loss going to be? Well, I think that it's going to be beneath our structure. So really that puts it beneath $42. I think $42 is a reasonable area to put a stop loss. Right now, this seems to be a reasonable area to potentially take risk. I see this as, you know, very similar to the Sui trade sometime back when when we had this bullish descending channel that broke to the upside. Let me get rid of a couple of these marks here so you can see it better. So we had this bullish channel that broke to the upside. We back tested the channel. I mean, this might be one of the very best moments to buy Banana Gun right now. Could we come back a little lower and test the bottom of our channel again? Sure, we could. But as long as we stay above our channel and above our historic, so this being the channel right here, this being the historic line of resistance, as long as we stay above both of those, then there's an obvious high-end target. Initially, a move back to this $70 range, and then eventually to $125. And, you know, I'm not going to make the chart more complicated today. Unless your legacy coins are going to accomplish what I'm considering a 168% potential move. And that's assuming, and that's not assuming that we break above the chart, okay? Because that could easily happen. To me, this is a conservative call to potentially get in at what today's price is, $47, with a stop loss below 42, and the potential for a 168% up move. To me is a no-brainer, and that's why I brought Mark to you. It's so that he could bring hot plays like Banana Gun to you. So you've got the upside potential, you've got the stop loss potential, and I want you to consider taking some money out of your legacy coins today and dropping a little into plays like Sui, plays like BLUB that have been crushing it, and now Banana Gun. Thank you, Mark, for joining us. Thank you for sharing your page with us. Thank you for sharing technicals. Mark is in Florida. And he's dealing with the hurricane. So, you know, part of his day is trying to make sure the homestead is safe. The other part of the day is making videos. Thank you, Mark, for sharing this time with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having us on. Appreciate it, Josh.
Appreciate you. All right. Y'all be blessed. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.